Hello and welcome back to our channel. When you think of bats, you might picture a spooky creature that only comes out at night. But did you know that bats are actually some of the most fascinating animals on the planet? Despite their creepy reputation, bats are actually incredibly interesting creatures with some fascinating features and behaviors that most people don't know about. So, let's dive in. Bats are the only mammals that can truly fly, while some other mammals like flying squirrels and lemurs can glide through the air. Bats are the only mammals that are truly capable of sustained flight. Their wings are made up of a thin, flexible membrane of skin that stretches between their fingers, which allows them to soar through the air with great agility and speed. Bats are not blind. Contrary to popular belief, bats are not blind. In fact, most bat species have very good eyesight, although they rely on other senses like echolocation to navigate and locate prey in the dark. Bats can eat thousands of insects each night. Bats are voracious insect eaters, with some species capable of consuming thousands of insects in a single night. This makes them incredibly valuable to farmers and gardeners, as they help to control insect populations and reduce the need for pesticides. Bats have very long lifespans. Some bat species have incredibly long lifespans, up to 30 years in the wild. This is much longer than most other small mammals, and is thought to be due to their unique ability to slow down their metabolism and enter a state of torpor when food is scarce. Bats are not rodents. Despite their superficial resemblance to rodents, bats are not actually closely related to them. In fact, they belong to a group of mammals called Chiroptera, which is Greek for hand wing. Bats are essential pollinators. Many bat species are important pollinators, helping to spread the pollen of plants like bananas, avocados, and cacao. Without bats, many of these plants would struggle to reproduce and could even become extinct. Some bats can walk on their wings, while most bats use their wings for flight. Some species are capable of using them to walk or crawl along the ground. This is particularly useful for bats that roost in caves, as it allows them to move around without taking off and landing repeatedly. Bats are social creatures. Many bat species are highly social, living in colonies of hundreds or even thousands of individuals. They communicate with each other through a variety of vocalizations, including chirps, clicks, and calls. Bats have incredible ears. Bats are famous for their use of echolocation, a system that allows them to navigate and locate prey in the dark. This system is so finely tuned that some bats can even detect the size, shape, and texture of objects using nothing but sound waves. Bats are the only mammals that can fly. Yes, you heard that right. Unlike birds or insects, bats are the only mammals that are capable of true flight. They have wings made of skin and bones that allow them to maneuver in the air with incredible precision. Bats are essential pollinators and seed dispersers. Bats play a crucial role in many ecosystems as pollinators and seed dispersers. They help to pollinate over 500 plant species, including bananas, mangoes, and peaches. Without bats, these plants would not be able to reproduce. Bats have a unique way of navigating in the dark. Bats are famous for their ability to navigate in the dark using echolocation. They emit high-frequency sounds that bounce off objects and return to their ears, giving them a detailed map of their surroundings. This allows them to fly and hunt in complete darkness. Some bats can live up to 30 years. Despite their small size, some species of bats can live up to 30 years in the wild. This is due in part to their ability to enter a state of torpor, which lowers their metabolic rate and conserves energy. Bats are not blind. Contrary to popular belief, bats are not blind. They have relatively good eyesight, but they rely on echolocation to navigate and hunt in the dark. Some species of bats can even see in ultraviolet light, which helps them locate flowers and fruits. Bats are clean and social animals. Despite their reputation for being dirty, bats are actually quite clean animals. They spend a lot of time grooming themselves and their offspring, and they often roost in large groups. Some species of bats even form lifelong bonds with their mates. Bats are capable of complex social behaviors. Bats are not only social animals, but they are also capable of complex social behaviors. Some species of bats form hierarchical societies, where dominant males and females lead the group. Others engage in altruistic behavior, such as sharing food with other bats. Bats can help to control pests. Bats can be great allies in the fight against pests. A single bat can eat up to 1,000 mosquitoes in an hour, and some species of bats feed on agricultural pests like moths and beetles. Bats are threatened by habitat loss and disease. Despite their many fascinating features and important ecological roles, bats are facing numerous threats in the modern world. Habitat loss, pollution, and disease are all taking a toll on bat populations, and many species are now listed as endangered or threatened. So, there you have it, 10 surprising facts about bats. Let me know in the comments if you have any other interesting bat facts to share. Thanks for watching.